Today on Ballistic BBQ, worlds collide. Two of my favorite things are coming together: smoked beef ribs and Nashville hot chicken. And I can promise you one of two things. By the end of this video, you're either gonna love me or you're gonna hate me. Let's get going. Let's kick this off by showing you guys the ribs. So let's check this out. This is a gorgeous 6-bone rack of beef short ribs, dino ribs. And this was sent to me by my friends over there at Porter Road Butcher Shop. And for this first level of flavor, we're going to add Cosmo Q's SPG rub. And Cosmo is a personal friend of mine. I'll have a link to his channel and his online shop down below. Great guy. So I'm not going to go as heavy as I would if I were just smoking ribs. This is going to get crazy towards the end. Stand by. And this looks good. Again, this is a little lighter than I would normally go if I were just traditionally barbecuing this rack of ribs. Get these on the pit. So as you can see, I'm using that Yoder YS640. I'm burning hickory pellets, and we're running this at 255 degrees. And right now, I am just running a traditional smoke. I'll check these ribs in probably about an hour or so. If they look like they're getting a little dry, I'm going to spritz them with some just regular water. Other than that, I'm cooking until probe tender, and then we're going to move on to the next stage, which is going to raise some eyebrows. 3 hours in, just wanted to give you a little update on the ribs here. Looking really good. So the only thing I did was I went ahead and turned them just so I'd have access to this big giant chunk of meat here to mist it with the water. And I've been spraying, I don't know, about every 45 minutes or so. You can see it's coming along. So I'm just going to keep cooking. I'm guessing at least another 2 hours till these are ready to pull off the pit. We're getting close to the end of the smoking portion of this recipe. Now we're going to start getting into the final preparation of these ribs. Again, it's a merge of barbecued beef ribs and Nashville hot chicken, which is fried. So after these guys have rested, after they're done cooking and rested, I'm going to separate the bones. We're gonna bread each bone and deep fry them. And I wanted to show you our breading that I'm going to make. What I have here is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of cornstarch, 1/3 cup of baking powder. Then this is 2 tablespoons of that SPG that I hit the ribs with. Just mix this up really well. And there we are. So again, it's just one more layer of texture, one more layer of flavor. If I were making like fried chicken or something, I probably would add a little bit more seasoning, but we're gonna hit this thing with a full-powered punch at the end with the Nashville hot seasoning. So see you guys when the ribs are done. We are 6 hours, 20 minutes in, and it's done. I knew it was going to take longer than my usual 5 hours. This thing is huge. Check it out. looks like a standing rib roast. It's pretty gigantic. Anyway, this thing is big. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off the cooker now, and I'm going to take it in and let it rest. In the meantime, I'm going to get the oil ready so I can bread and fry these things and really piss some people off. But I promise you, it's going to be really good, I swear. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, the ribs are all rested. Oil's almost up to temp. It's time to move on to the next step. Just check this thing out. It is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this into individual bones. There's a chance I may lose this one here though, because the meat is receded quite a bit on this side. Let's go ahead and start cutting these up. Wow. And there we go. It's nice and juicy. Look at that. There's a nice smoke ring. I mean, there's a lot of fat up here, but you can see the ring right there. So I'm happy with this. Okay, the next step is going to be breading these bad boys. I have here some buttermilk, 2 eggs, Then we'll go with the first piece of meat. And you can see there's actually a good smoke ring. Again, that fat, I maybe should have trimmed it off, but I kind of like the fat. So we're going to hit the flour first. This is that seasoned flour. Then we'll go into the buttermilk. I may lose the bone on this one. This is one of those end pieces, but that's okay if it does, honestly. All right, back into the batter here, back into the breading. Okay, so as I suspected, that one end piece, the bone is kind of pushing itself out. The piece of meat is just sort of an odd shape and small. So that's a Scooby snack. We're ready to start frying these ribs. So I'm using my big wok, my BAW, and I have peanut oil in here. You can use whatever oil you want as long as it has a high smoking point. And it's preheated. Right now it's running at about 350 degrees. And of course these ribs are already cooked, so I'm just going until I get that crust that I want. There we go. So off camera I have this on a grate, on a kind of like a cookie sheet. Pork shoulder grate, just draining. This is the last one, and I think the bone is going to come off of this one. It's very loose. So while these ribs are still hot, they're still kind of greasy, we're going to go ahead and hit them with the seasoning, and what I'm using is Cosmo's wing dust. Sent them to me in these pouches, which are awesome. Didn't send me any shakers, so sorry, Cosmo, I'm using one of your competitor shakers. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and hit this on there. We're going to do it pretty heavy, man. I've been to all of the hot chicken places in Nashville to go. And Nashville is just some place that I really love. Stuff smells great. And this is what you can see how it's starting to soak into the rub here, the juices, the grease from the chicken. This is what we want. Okay, let me make this look pretty and we're going to try it out. And it's my way to kind of pay some respect to the Nashville hot chicken joints, serving it just on top of white bread with some dill pickles. And I'm ready to tear into this. I was kind of debating, should I cut one and eat it like a human being, or should I tear into it like an animal? I'm going animal. It's got some heat. Cosmo did a really good job of nailing those Nashville flavors. I'm really, really happy with this. I'm really, really happy with this. I honestly don't even know what to say. Wow. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the suggestions. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say about this. I'm really, really, really happy with this. Those spices, Cosmo, you nailed it. The meat was really good. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.